Hello, everybody. I know you're wondering, where has she been? Well, after graduation, they give you a diploma. They say congratulations, but they also say get out. So I had to pack across the country from California to the East Coast. And since then, I've had so many family obligations and visiting friends that I've been in 7 states in the last few months. And I've traveled up and down the East Coast like 4 times. So I have not, safe to say, I've not had time to film. But because I'm done with school, I don't have classes, I have been reading a lot. So I'm like, when am I ever going to talk about what I read? So I'll just do it now because it's a lot of books that need to be talked about. So we're going to hop right in and start with May. So in May, I didn't read a lot because I had graduation and I was like really busy wrapping up with school and moving. But after that, in June, I read a lot. So I'm going to start off with what I read in May, which is Air, Fire by Sarah J. Maas. In my vlog that talks about my last week of school, you saw me reading that book. So this is the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. It follows Selena, Chal, Dorian, Gideon, and Manon. So it's kind of like 5 storylines going on at once. This is the first book in the Throne of Glass series I liked, but it's still kind of a 3-star for me. For me, I only like Gideon, and I was interested in his storyline, but the rest of it I wasn't really interested in. And for me, the characters are just not likable. Like Manon, for example, she's very like heartless, cutthroat, and those sort of characters I can't really like form a connection with. So, but yeah, it was the best book in that series so far. So for now, I will continue it, but that's gonna take a long time until I finish that series, and I'm in no rush to keep going. After that, I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and to me, it was 3 stars. This book is about Evelyn Hugo, and this writer that she really wants to write a biography about her entire life, and she wants her life portrayed in an in-depth way that has never been portrayed in before. And so she's working with her as she tells the writer her life story. For me, this book was very predictable. I thought the voice was inauthentic because Evelyn Hugo is Latina. Taylor Jenkins Reid is not, as far as I know. So yeah, everything was predictable. The writing didn't stand out. It was kind of just middle of the road for me. So yeah, I didn't really love it. But yeah, it's kind of cliched. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I just see how people could like it. So it was kind of an okay book. So next is looking down at my reading journal. Yours truly. So I bought this in Boston, and that vlog is gonna come up later because I'm not been editing, so I'm behind on editing. But I picked this up. I was like, should I buy Yours Truly or Just for the Summer? And I ended up going with this one. But this ended up being 3 stars. It was pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe I just need a darker romance. I don't know what it is. But in my books, in my reading journal, I love to write themes. So some themes are jealousy, anxiety, caring for loved ones. I'm not sure if that counts as a theme. And those are the themes because the main 2 characters are doctors. And Brianna, her brother, is in need of really intensive medical care. And she is like kind of his main caregiver, her and her mom. And so it follows the romance between Brianna and her coworker, I believe Jacob is his name. So yeah, I mean, it was really well balanced romance book. It's nice that the family was involved. The humor is really enjoyable, pretty well written. But for me, they had a lot of kind of unresolved other plot lines with the family members. And as the book went on, I think the storyline with her brother's health issues were kind of left in the dust at the end. So, yeah, this is probably not going to be my favorite Abby Jimenez book, but I'm going to keep seeing what else she has. So now we are entering June. When I read so many books in June because I did not have class. I did not have school anymore. So I'm so happy to say that I liked Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. As you all know, I struggle with liking popular books, as evidenced by all the 3 stars I just gave. But I'm so glad I like this. This has a black female character, and she felt black to me, which is great because, you know, that's not always the case. This is kind of a workplace romance, marriage at convenience, which is one of my favorite tropes. So I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was well written. I'm just so surprised that I liked it. And I gave it 4 stars. I listened to this as an audiobook on Libby. So before I go to sleep, I just listen to it a little bit. And yeah, it was romantic, but not in a cheesy way. For example, Elsie Silver can get a little cheesy. But yeah, I think an annoying part about this book that I kind of read on Goodreads is that the relationship is very hot and cold. Or maybe it's just the male lead, Declan. Maybe it's just him, but he's very hot and cold. So that's kind of one annoying thing about this book. But yeah, this book had me interested the whole time. And then also what I saw on Goodreads is just mostly everyone loves the main character. Of course, I'm forgetting her name right now. But yeah, Iris, there we go. Everyone loved Iris, so she was really what made this book really enjoyable and really great. So when you have a likable female character, that kind of does wonders and makes the reading experience that much better. So yeah, I'm so glad I like Lauren Asher. I'm so surprised. So it's such a pleasant surprise. So read was The Handmaid's Tale, which I gave 5 stars. It is by Margaret Atwood. It came out in 1986. This is a dystopian book about the outcome of a sort of culture civil war in which those who think women should control their own bodies lost the conflict to those who believe that women should lose the choice, the free will that they have over their bodies, and are therefore subjugated to men for purposes of creating offspring. So the 2 sides are those who think women can choose to not be mothers, and those who choose that women's only role is to be mothers. So there are there's a lot of world building terminology that I just don't have on the top of my brain, but there are male figures of authority, and they're often granted groups of women who are at their service, and they can kind of breed with multiple women with the purpose of making a child. So women have little to no control over what they wear, what they do from day to day, and they're kind of trapped. And the power system, I don't know how to explain it, is set within the household, which speaks to the larger dynamics in a household in which wives are subjugated to their husbands. So this book is relevant to everyday life, even in 2024. And themes are gender roles, sexual and reproductive freedom, free will, as well as religion, which is used to justify the subjugation of women. And it's set in future New England, what we know now as New England. So yeah, this book is really amazing. If you open any page, every line written in it is gold. The only thing I struggled with is that Margaret Atwood writes a lot of poetry and prose, and when her writing got more poetic, I kind of struggled. I needed more kind of concrete sentences. So that's kind of like limitations of my brain. So that I struggled with, but otherwise there's like important questions and life lessons on every page and every line of this book. And yeah, I feel like it's pretty much always going to be relevant, and it's very important, and it's not, like, it was a hard read, but it's still enjoyable. So it's definitely 5 stars. So the very next book I read, flipping in my reading journal, is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. This book is about a scholar named Laszlo Strange, who is very well read, and he has educated himself in the history and culture of a forgotten city. I gave this 5 stars. Did I give it 5 stars? 5 or 4 stars. Because this writing is probably the most beautiful writing, yeah, I'd say 5 stars, I've ever read. I don't know if I can make that claim. But some themes are gods, powers, and dreams. Dreams are very important in this book because Laszlo is a lucid dreamer, and he begins a romantic relationship with is she a demigod? She's either a demigod or a full god, I'm sorry, forgetting, who she calls herself the Muse of Nightmares, and she can control people's dreams. And so this hidden city is called Weep, and Laszlo Strange and his team travel there to discover the mystery of this secret city. So yeah, there's no fantasy book like it. The writing is unmatched. The imagery, the details, the writing is beautiful. It might be the most beautiful book I've read. So it's very unique. As I said, there's nothing like it. And so my only critique is that I kind of like books that get more to the point. So I kind of, I would like this book trimmed down a little bit, but that would ruin the whole, the whole essence of the book. But it was a little wordy for my liking, but the wordiness, the descriptions, the imagery is what made it beautiful. So I can't have it both ways. But yeah, it was kind of hard to get through because it's so thick and wordy. So I found myself kind of reading a page and getting stuck in it, and then I was either like stuck reading a line multiple times, or I just had to move on to the next page if I wanted to get to the end of it. So it was kind of thick to get through. So that's my only critique. But good books, you have to work for them. So I definitely need to reread this because of the difficulties I had reading it on my first time. But it's very beautiful, and I highly recommend it. So the next book I read was Butcher and Blackbird. This was 5 stars. So June was an excellent reading month. So once in a while, there's a book that comes along that just suits your taste. This book suits my taste. And it's my taste alone. And I don't think that it's my taste alone, and I don't think that, it's for everyone. But a lot of people do love this book. But I'm so glad I read it. This is what I want in the book. What I want in the book is every single page is interesting. It has you locked in. The plot is there. The writing is smart. The characters are likable and funny. And you just can't put it down. And this book has everything you need for a super engaging book. Brynne Weaver is an amazing writer, and now she's definitely one of my favorites now. So this takes place in Boston. Part of the time in Boston, part of the time in Raleigh, and then also they travel around the United States because the main characters are serial killers, and they are after other serial killers. And they have a bit of a competition, and throughout that competition, their relationship grows, and they get closer. So yeah, this book just is my taste. So yeah, not for everyone, but yeah, I bought it physically. I've been traveling so much that it's in a different state now, but yeah, I own it and I annotated it. I really like it. So yeah, if you like dark romance, read it. If you like spice, read it. If you don't like dark romance or spice, don't pick it up. So you're not gonna enjoy it. But yeah, this had me hooked on every page. This is an easy 5-star. The next book I read was A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. Now, Kate Golden, how dumb do you think I am? This book did not make sense. Because of that, it's 3 stars. There's just so many what moments. This book did not make sense. She's like, the main character, Arwen, is she's captured by the King of Onyx, and she's in the dungeon for a few days, and then she's like, oh, I saw that, my prison cell was slightly open. And if it was slightly open, why didn't you escape the first night? This book starts out, she's on a morning jog. Why are you on a morning jog if you're at war? That's obviously not safe. And so, the whole time, so after she gets captured, she goes into the dungeon, and the whole time she's making requests. You are a prisoner. You're not an employee. So what happens is she's captured because she offers up her healing abilities. She has healing abilities. And when she gets there, she provides her healing abilities. She acts like she's an employee. You don't work for the king. You're here because you are imprisoned. And she kept making quests. This is not a job. You don't get benefits. You're a prisoner. And she just didn't understand that she was a prisoner. And the king spends all day hanging out with her. Doesn't the king have something better to do than hang out with her every day? So yeah, this book did not make any sense. Why did the king have so much free time just to hang out with her? And the plot twist at the end was so predictable. How dumb do you think I am? This book is not good. I'm frustrated. So yeah, do not get this book. I unfortunately bought it. So yeah, it's 3 stars though, because it's not totally trash, but yeah, this book did not make sense. Let's move on. Let me put that down. Okay. Yeah, wow. I guess that's it. Sorry to end on a negative note. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, I want to do my July wrap-up on time. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I could be moving around again. So, yeah, that sucks that I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm so glad I had a great reading month in June, other than like this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.